It's finally here, ladies and gentlemen, the brand new remake, a live action Snow White. I'm so absolutely excited to see how much people hate it. This magical film is by far the most hated film of all time. Everyone despises it already, and all we know is the plot, and now we've seen the trailer. I'm going to show you the trailer in a minute, but just note this. It currently sits at 1.1 million dislikes. Over 1 million people have gone out of their way to press dislike on this video. So why would such a film be so hated, particularly when the original was so loved? For many of us, it was a part of our childhood and it really put Disney on the map. So how could this possibly fail? A remake? Surely this is a great chance to cash in on an incredible film. Talking about incredible, I am now on tour throughout Australia, all the capital cities. Come and see me live. It's going to be fantastic. Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm coming for you. I'm coming fucking for you. We are seeing this with Disney films all the time right now. They are failing miserably at the box office and no one is excited by them when they're announced. Why? Well, it's because of the painfully politically correct direction that Disney has gone in. All of their films are going woke and have, unfortunately for them, been going broke. And look no further than films like The Little Mermaid, when this lady, Ariel, who was just this white chick with red hair, now is completely a different race. Which is fine. Black people should be in films. No one's suggesting they shouldn't. It's just why you're changing an entire story, and you're only changing the story to appear more progressive and make it look like you're doing an amazing job. Their entire ethos is all about diversity and inclusion and all that shit. The shit that ruins companies, rots them like termites from the inside out. Obviously, diversity sounds great. It sounds awesome in theory, but in reality, when you force it, it just turns to shit. The new Star Wars spin-off, Acolyte, whatever it's fucking called. Mate, people despise that shit like nothing I've ever heard. Almost as much as the new Snow White. It was cancelled after a season. Why? Because people were sick of just seeing people cast to fill a quota and not worrying about the story at all. All of this never ends well, and it will never end. This is the path Disney has chosen, and unless they completely backflip and fire the entire board, they're just going to stay on this path for the longest time. And in walks Snow White, starring this lady, Rachel Zegler. Now, when this film's trailer was announced, and this film was put on the back burner for the longest time, and I'll tell you why in a second, she posted about the film, the trailer coming out, and everyone being very, very excited for it. I don't know who was excited, but someone was, she was, talking about how many views it got. And then she ended it, that post, which I'm sure Disney was stoked about, with Free Palestine, because that's how you want to promote a movie. Well done. Fucking shut up, all right? Shut the fuck up. You're not going to free Palestine, putting out your shit movie, and then putting Free Palestine on the end of it. It's achieving nothing. Now, to be fair, there was two reasons that this film was a flop to begin with, and why it was put on the back burner, and I didn't think they were going to release it at all. Number one, the dwarves. Now, if you remember back, they were going to replace the dwarves. Obviously, in the story, the dwarves themselves, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, they're helpful, they're happy, they're fucking cheerful, they're everything to Snow White. She probably gets gangbanged by all of them, but that's not the point. The point is, people wanted to remove the dwarves. They thought that this was offensive to people of small stature, little people. But in reality, if it's a live action remake, you know who's going to benefit from having dwarves in the film? Fucking little people actors. Obviously. They need jobs, they need roles. And now, because it's not fucking progressive enough, they don't have them. So, as you can see in this leaked footage, the original films were replaced with these DEI dwarves that they didn't make the cut, obviously, but they looked like this. What the fuck even are these people? What is this? And we saw many little people, dwarf actors, come out and be very upset about this, and I'll paraphrase. I'm sure one of them said, hi ho, fucking give me some fucking work, you pricks. Instead, they put these in. What the fuck is that? The second reason goes back to Zegler, the main actress in the film. Now, Snow White is very white in that movie. Now, they've replaced Snow White, a white lady, with Zegler, who I believe is Hispanic, so slightly brown, I guess. And the only reason people have any issue with that is because of why they've done it. They've sat back, these Disney directors, and said, oh no, well, we can't have a white person. People won't cop that. They won't accept that. What the fuck are you talking about? Pick someone who looks like the original cartoon. Isn't that the whole point? And then there's this whole carry-on that Zegler started putting out there, that Snow White doesn't need a man and the prince doesn't need to kiss her and save her and all this type of... He's a creep because he's fucking smooching her when she's asleep. She's dead, isn't she? I'm not a fan of kissing dead people, but if it brings them back, fucking smooch on. All of this was revealed by Zegler in an infamous interview now that she did when the film was originally supposed to come out.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that
She's not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Then make a different movie, dickheads. How do we not know this? Call it Snow White and her brave lesbian era. Maybe it's Snow White and I'm going into early menopause. Whatever. Just make a different fucking movie. If you're going to do a remake it. There is this weird trend that every female in a film has to be this angry, brave woman on her own. Like, can't ladies in films fall in love and be looked after? Like, isn't that okay as well? It'd be fine if there was a balance, but there's not at all. Now, let's have a proper look at the trailer. Let's try and get a bit of a feel for it and understand how this film is going to come across. What the fuck are they? Why did you not just hire dwarves? What the fuck, Disney? What is this movie? What the fuck is... Who is this? What is this thing? There's also the evil queen in this movie, Snow White's nemesis, I guess. That's Gal Gadot. Now, she's an Israeli. And she supports Israel, which means that Disney has removed scenes with her in it. She's still in it, but they've removed some of her bigger scenes, and she's basically been pulled off the whole press tour because, you know... Fuck knows. People can't have opinions. I bet Gal Gadot is very much regretting saying yes to this film. And on the topic of regret, let's talk something a little bit more painful than the new Snow White. Circumcision. Yeah, I've made a video on circumcision. I'm not a fan of it. And if you are wondering whether or not you should circumcise your baby, maybe this article will help. Bungling Florida doctor who chopped off babies' penises now linked to 6 patient deaths. Just leave the fucking skin on, dickheads. Just leave the skin on. Leave dwarfs in Snow White and leave the skin on your baby's dick. Not hard. A Florida doctor who cut off the head of a newborn's penis. Oh my God. Fuck. Just don't do it. During a circumcision has been linked to at least 14 other serious injuries. A search of court and official records revealed Dr. Berto Lopez, a 64-year-old OBGYN, is that not for women? Was linked to a litany of medical failures, including a mother of 2 who bled to death in hospital. Oh my God, after Lopez went home to go to bed. Okay, obviously a terrible doctor, but just leave baby dicks alone. Leave old films alone. If you're going to make a remake, then remake it. All right, maybe you change the bit where, you know, the lead dwarf backhands Snow White. It was 1937 when this came out, of course. But leave things alone, okay? Some things aren't meant to be fucking, I was going to say fiddled with. But if I'm going to wrap that sentence up with baby dicks, then let's use another word. Some things should not be touched at all, all right? Like old films, like remakes, and babies' dicks. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East, me dick stinks. Toodaloo au revoir. Bye-bye.